Hi, I'm Chris Gasper, and this is Globe 10.0, joined today by Dan Shaughnessy. Well, there were 5.9 million brackets filled out on ESPN. Two people nailed this Final Four of Kentucky, UConn, VCU, and Butler. Yes, that's our Final Four, unbelievably. The unpredictability of the tournament, I think, is what makes it so exciting. Dan, do you think that's what makes it special when you have teams like VCU and Butler crashing this party a little bit?
Well, clearly. We had the George Mason thing a few years ago. This feels like that. I heard one of the guys on another network talking about his ballot. He did pick these four teams.
That's unbelievable.
I figured it had to be a VCU grad, and it's not. You know, who else would put them in the Final Four besides Julian Benbow of the Boston Globe and Jerry Henderson? Nobody else, I don't think, would have that. Obviously, all the games over this past weekend were spectacular. That's what you want to see out of the tournament. Now you have a true mystery guest in the Final Four, and then, you know, a thoroughbred program, a couple of them if you want to count UConn in there. So it's a lot of anticipation going in.
Yeah, it's been great. I think this is one situation where if you look back across college basketball this season, there was a lot of parity. Some people said mediocrity, and I think it was mediocrity at times, but whatever it was, it lent itself to a tremendous tournament. I don't think there's a lot of distance between these teams anymore. I don't think there's as wide a gap between the blue blood programs like at Kentucky, and then you look at a program like Butler. This is a second Final Four for them. I mean, I know we like to view them as a Cinderella story, but they were a half-court heave away from winning the national title last year, and they lost Gordon Hayward, but they still have Matt Howard, Shelvin Mack. So I don't know if they're quite a Cinderella team, but then again, I don't think a lot of people were picking them either, and that's what makes it exciting, I think, is that you can have programs like Butler that can elevate themselves. Now, I think this is one of the positives that has come out of one and done, is that it's closed the gap a little bit in college basketball. It's more egalitarian now.
Yeah, and I think it's almost too bad that Virginia Commonwealth is playing Butler in the next game. You'd like to mix them up a little bit.
It ensures one of them gets into the final, though.
It also ensures that Jim Calhoun of Braintree, Massachusetts, and Northeastern University, and John Calipari of UMass one time.
Is that the NCAA infractions bracket?
One of those two men is going to the Final Four this time, and of course Cal, technically, or not technically, is the third man to take three teams to the Final Four, but officially he has never been there before because UMass had to vacate and Memphis State had to vacate. So we're not sure whether it's his first or third trip here, but it'll be nice to see Coach Cal try and get there and have it stick this time.
I'm sure you'll be rooting for him to get that first national title, right?
You got to give him credit. I mean, he lost. He had 5 guys picked in the first round of the NBA draft.
Greatest night in the history of Kentucky basketball.
Last year.
Or so he said.
And now this team goes even further. There are a couple of upperclassmen who somehow saw through that thing. One of his bench guys was picked in the first round of the NBA draft last year. The whole team was wiped out. Now they're in the Final Four. Calhoun, what can you say? 9-9 in the Big East this year. Now they're in the Final Four.
All right, so we have our Final Four. Regardless of the teams in it, should be very interesting.